How you doing, mate?
All good.
Good to be here. Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. It's all right. Got all the time in the world.
No problem at all. League One. Stewie, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad after a Champions League victory. Not like this guy here, but yeah, in a good mood.
Representing the Premier League, Doyle, Liverpool fan. We ain't got much to talk about this week, mate.
Yeah, we haven't, have we? I know that. All I'm going to be doing is this all day today.
But we have got the Champions League to speak about, so I'm sure we'll get a bit out of you. Representing La Liga, Rob, how you doing?
I feel really, really good. After my 10 years, we won 4-1, easy. Nice.
Glad you're all enjoying yourself, lads, yeah?
Definitely.
Glad you're all having a nice time and that, lads. Yeah.
So I thought we'd go, first of all, across the domestic leagues. Let's start with Serie A because I'll tell you, the stuff that I saw yesterday, was it yesterday?
Yeah, last night.
Yes.
It was shocking, and it brings it back to another conversation that we can have a little bit. After scoring a dramatic equaliser, everyone thought Juventus had gone on to score the winner against
Salernitana.
Salernitana?
Tana.
Okay. what he
I'll
said.
do that. Pronounce it.
It was a winner. Dramatically, obviously, shirt came off, red card for that, which is we know that's the rules. Yeah. But after that, we saw it went to VAR. It was ruled out, and then we've seen pictures afterwards that show he was completely onside. Yeah. Obviously, we've had these. I don't want to be too controversial, but we've had these problems in Serie A before, and it brings the conversation back around to VAR, which we seem to be having every week. Give your thoughts on this stupidity, I would say.
Disaster, mate.
Yeah, disaster. That's the word.
The Premier League's was off for the weekend. All eyes on the leagues that are there. One of us being us, and it wasn't just the Juventus game with VAR and the officiating. It was across the board. I think Lecce, Monza, they were 1-1. Lecce should have had a penalty for a clear handball. Went to VAR, completely ignored it. Milan game, luckily for me, it should have been a penalty for Sampdoria. They didn't get a penalty. So that gave us, realistically, the win because we were down to 10 men because of Leao. But the game against Juventus, it was...
Scandalous.
It was scandalous, which usually, we don't say that about Juventus because usually everything goes their way. But yesterday was a disaster, like an absolute disaster. Bonucci was offside. He's interfering with the play, that's fine, but Sky Sports Italia had a different view of the camera where Candreva, who is next to the person taking the corner, who is at least 2 meters in front of where Bonucci was, and they've given it an offside. That's come out last night, and of course Juventus fans, obviously Milan Inter fans, they're all having a laugh about it and stuff, but I think an hour ago, I think our FA, the Italian FA, came out saying they didn't have the picture or the camera to even the full angle to even see that Candreva was offside, which that is scandalous because especially in that moment, because Milik thought he scored the winner. Okay, he did a bad challenge early on in the game, but he thinks he's got them 3 points and he's taken off his shirt, and of course protocol, you get sent off. Yeah. But then before the ref even goes to the VAR to have a look at it, Fazio and Cuadrado are having a massive brawl, and the ref doesn't know what he's doing. He literally couldn't handle it. People pushing. So
he's like dishing out cards like it was Christmas.
Literally. So Fazio he already had a yellow, but I think he got a straight red. Yep. Cuadrado got a straight red as well. And then Allegri, obviously the manager, who was angry. Not just because of the performance, because they were 2-0 down at home to a Salernitana that only in the last game of the season did they stay up. But the performance being really bad and then the officiating really bad, it was all over the place. Just the whole game was a nightmare for Juventus fans and for the league itself, because
for football, mate.
Literally for
football.
General,
it sort of made me a little bit happy to see that wasn't just our refereeing, which was a shambles. It's actually all over the world. Yeah, and you know what this tells me, right? There's only a few things that I can actually be, but the only way to stop it is accountability. These referees, unfortunately, they need to be punished, or they need to have some kind of way when they make a bad decision that they are told that it's a bad decision. We need to hear what they're saying when they're making the decisions. Like, for example, how can a TV channel have more angles than the guys that have set in the rules for the game, mate? That makes no sense. They should, before every game, check every single type of camera that they have. If they're not doing that, negligence. Get fined for it. Don't do the next game. Like, there needs to be consequences.
Yeah, but maybe they have the angle for the cam, and they don't want to show.
I didn't say this, right, because we don't want to talk about corruption in football, because that game, right, I adore football, we all adore football.
But after that scandal, what can you say?
I understand it, lad, but
for the image of the sport.
It just doesn't seem right to talk about it, but it is an option, because this type of stuff is blatant. That's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen with VAR, ever. You can understand it if VAR wasn't there, but it was, so what is that? There's no excuse for it in my mind. I think there isn't.
Given the benefit of the doubt, obviously we know the history in the Italian game, and you know there was 15 years ago now or whatever it was. The problem I have with the whole thing is that it seems like an experiment. The whole VAR thing is it's not ready. It's not serving a purpose. We've got decisions 3 decisions last week. In the Premier League, all of those decisions this week.
We have this in France as well. It's everywhere.
In France, probably in Spain
as well.
But you're having the same. It's not. They haven't set. You've got to set standards and rules, and you've got to stick to them. It's not like I see something in the Premier League a couple of years ago when. One of the big clubs got a decision against them, and the next week they've changed the rules. It's like a ball to hand.
Yeah,
rule,
definitely.
And then one of the big clubs got a decision against them, and it was like, oh well, now we're going to revert it to.
It does happen, right? You watch it in every sport.
So like 8 games into the season, you've had all of these clubs having this rule played against them. One of the big clubs gets something going against them, and then all of a sudden they want to change it whole. It's not ready. It's not ready.
No,
they can't decide on a certain set of rules. Camera angles. If you ain't got all the camera angles, how can you make a decision?
That should be number one priority.
You know, like when you go and drive your car, like you check all
your
tyres.
Like
we're living in a world right now where you can have cameras all around there, and you can as if you're playing on FIFA and you're doing the instant replay. You should be able to go around. We're living in that world. They do it in movies. They've done it in sports.
Exactly. So don't we have this year? Do we not have a chip inside the Champions League ball for offsides? Was it?
No, I think
what was it?
It will be for the World Cup in Qatar.
Oh, the World Cup
in Qatar. Yeah, the technology for the World
Cup.
Like
exactly.
I do not like that whatsoever. That can still go wrong. What if the ball how can you tell them? It's a round object.
When does it leave your foot when you touch it as well?
That makes no sense to me.
And I think one of the issues as well is that professional footballers are not involved in the decision process as well, because sometimes they are thinking in a very theoretical way, and they're not really seeing the practical. And that's why I think it might be fixed if they involve some professional footballers in the decision. But yeah, that's shocking.
We've got the technology now, and they've got the money, because it's
of course
billions of pounds to surround the whole pitch really, not with cameras that can have a seamless sort of virtual reality thing, sensors and all that thing, where they can look at it at all angles, not just the ones that are picked out, the 6 that are picked out, because that one, that decision was, I've never seen anything like it.
Imagine race car drivers, they're driving towards the finish line, and one of them beats the other, but then we got a certain angle of it, so by the way, he won. That's like, it's abysmal.
What that's literally showing is that decisions can only be made from one line of the 18 to the other line of the 18, and then the 2 areas on wide, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because that's where Candreva was, and he was literally about 2 meters. It was ridiculous. It was.
I've got a technology on my phone that I've had in with one of these
DJI Osmos.
Yeah. Where if I was to set this Osmo up, it recognises my face, and when I move, the camera will move and pan to me automatically without anything like that. If you can't have them all surrounding the pitch, there should be at least a camera that can sense where the last man is. there should be at least that.
Yeah.
That technology exists. Get Elon Musk, he'll come up with it in a week.
I mean, what there is, mate, and do you know what they are? They're human beings on each side of the pitch.
Yeah.
There's one in the middle of it. There's two of them in the room with loads of fucking cameras. Like, there is people there. It's just that they're not doing it properly.
Like, it's not like I'm not taking it that people say to me, it's not VAR, it's the people running VAR. But that is what VAR is, because without the people are VAR, because without that, it's just an instant replay.
Of course.
Sometimes
so VAR does not work.
It's not automated, you know what I mean? It's not
Sometimes.
AI technology.
It makes
it's not-
mistakes, it
it's
multiplies
technology
mistakes.
used by humans anyway, so at the end of the day, the humans are taking the decision.
No, I think it's the good point. The BIR, if you are using this tool properly, it's good for the football. It's good for us, because at the end, we're gonna win the best. But no, with
Not like
this
this,
decision,
Just
we
multiplies
have.
it. It multiplies it for me. It makes every problem 100 times worse, because they have every opportunity to make it not like that, and they still don't do it. So it takes
It's
away
not
part of the
every
game.
opportunity. For example, we have another big decision, not very popular, for the VAR this weekend, in the game Cádiz Barcelona. After 15 minutes, Rafinha did one fall, crazy, in the leg of one of the other player. And the VAR, what is it, the VAR? When the bar, say to the referee, with the principal referee, red card, Gwen, 15 minutes, if you see this fall, it's crazy. So I agree with this, because it's really,
There's always two sides.
they need to clarify the rule, I think.
On the top of this, you have all those handball decisions that were not making any sense, and sometimes they were making sense. They were blowing the whistle for nothing. As I said, I think from a practical perspective, that's what we're lacking as well. Like professionals that are actually playing the game, that are involved in the decision.
But there's also the consistency. There's some like this on this weekend. Milan got a penalty for a handball that 12 hours later they didn't give.
It's not an handball,
And they said it's not a
It's
handball.
human, that's judging it. So we all have our own decision-making processes, and we all have our own bias and whatever else it may be. And we can decide that it's not a machine deciding that's handball. It's a human being deciding that's handball.
So if we're going to do, if we're saying it's human error, even when they look at the spin, just leave it to the one human that's in the middle.
Yeah,
Because
and
there's no argument.
That's what I was trying to explain, basically. So if they get it wrong when they've got every opportunity to get it right, then it's sort of just, what's the point in having it? It takes away from the magic of the game anyway. Yeah. Because you know what, sometimes if a referee makes a decision in a fast-paced game and he's just there, I can accept that it's a mistake, but I can't accept that it's a mistake when you tell me, oh, I didn't have that camera angle. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't you have
He's
that
actually
camera
spending
angle?
some time to review it properly.
Now I do feel robbed. Now I really do.
There's
feel
no
robbed.
pressure around him.
But let's look at the
like
West Ham Chelsea game last week. West Ham Chelsea going to last minute equaliser. He got it right. And then VAR came in, intercepted, says, let's look at this 37 times. And I thought, honestly, the more you look at it in slow motion, the more you start to doubt yourself. And then the referee, it gets into the referee. Why have they chucked this over to me? There must be something now. And I think it's just a case of, well, even now, I can't see nothing, but fuck it, let's just get...
People only one referee in the last week or something.
Twice.
Or last week.
Twice.
He got a VAR decision, and it's the first time he went to the screen and went, I don't agree with you, I'm sticking with my
That's
decision.
happened twice. And there was one that week, that was the Forest game.
Yeah, and it was the first time I've seen it, ever. And that's what I think referees as well, the one on the pitch, needs to have the final say, in the sense that if he's made a decision, he's made a decision, and he can deal with consequences afterwards. But that's the point. There needs to be consequences for these referees.
As you said, accountability.
Decisions. Yeah,
that's
like football
important.
players. You know, when football players make a bad decision and they foul someone, do you know what they get? A red card, and you don't get split.
And nothing happens to the ref. Yeah, exactly, 100%.
And
that's not fair.
It's not to chastise referees, okay? Because being a referee is an incredibly difficult job. Let's not pretend it's not. It is. They have to make big decisions in split-second moments, but there still needs to be accountability. That's how the standards maintain. If you don't have accountability, there is no standards. Everyone can just do what they want. That's it.
I don't know how it works on the other leagues, but I think we had a situation last year. Milan were at home, 1-1. The guy's gone in, he's fouled our player. The advantage is carried on. It's gone to our player. This is like the 90th minute. He's taken a shot. As he's taken the shot, literally the same time he's taken the shot, he's blown the whistle and it's gone in the back of the net. the ref knew, like all our players went to him. The ref knew he was wrong. We ended up
basketball,
95th minute. We lose the game at home 2-1. He was then demoted from Serie A for 3 months, and he went down to the Serie B. So there is situations in the Serie A.
I think did Mike Dean do that for us as well? He got sucked to the championship or something. There was a referee in England that happened as well.
For one game. All right, let's move on. Let me just summarise it. This VAR for this is. It used to be a beautiful.
You don't know.
I'm going to tell you what VAR's turned in football. Football used to be a beautiful racehorse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now it's a camel, and you know what a camel is? A horse defined by committee. Because the more people that are involved in it, the more it goes wrong. We'll leave it at that. Just quickly, could Allegri be in trouble?
Because of how Juventus are financially, and they've got him tied down till 2025. I find it hard to see them sacking him anytime soon.
Would they like To Stu?
The thing is, I've watched Juventus because my brother's a Juventus fan, so I've watched game every week in, week out, and Allegri has kind of the same style as Tuchel. What he likes to do is he gets that first goal and then he sharp shot. Right now they've got 2 wins and 4 draws. 2 of them draws, they were 1-0 up, and they sharp shot, and then Fiorentina and Roma just went at them. And they could have lost both games as well. Like, they weren't the better team. Yeah. They got their first goal and they were like, we'll leave it here. Even yesterday, Juventus, they took off Kostic, the left winger, who was putting in balls for Vlahovic all game. I think 75th minute, they've put Danilo on, a defender.
Yeah.
When it's
2-1.
2-1. So
crazy.
Crazy. I don't think.
I was going to ask you the standout game, but I think we know what the standout game was. But it was a star player of the weekend.
Tough. I'm going to have to say Roberto Pereira from Udinese. They beat Sassuolo 3-1, and right now, so they lost the first game against Milan, then drew the second game, and then they've gone 4 wins on the bounce.
Okay.
So they're right now sitting in the top 4 with 13 points. They beat Roma 2 weeks ago 4-0, and they beat Sassuolo away 3-1. The Odoji as well from Tottenham has been immense for them as well, but I think they're looking really good right now. They're a surprise of our
excellent
of the season.
Now this is going to have to be a conversation by committee, Bundesliga, because we haven't got a Bundesliga representative. But could Bayern Munich be in trouble? Union Berlin went to the top of the German Bundesliga for the first time in their history by edge of
love them. I love them.
Bayern Munich drew at home to Stuttgart. Bayern are third on 12 points.
Do you know Union Berlin, right? They only come up about 4 seasons ago, right? And my best friend is from Berlin, right? He actually loves Dortmund and loves Bayern and all that type of stuff, but he supports Liverpool. And when they come up, I was like, I'm going to support this team just because, like, you know, I want to find a little team from another place where I can support them. And they have done so many good seasons, and now they're at the top of the league. I'm like, don't know what's happening with them, but yeah, Bayern look like they're in trouble, don't they? They look like they're missing Lewandowski. Even though Mane's there, they miss him, don't they? They had a whole style of play around Lewandowski.
The thing is, when you've got someone that's been there for so many years, I think Liverpool were
miss Mane,
missing Mane. You know the way they play. The players know the movements that they make and the balls that are going to cause the trouble with that player. There is that sort of bedding in period, but I'm pretty sure Bayern are going to come back strong. They're not going to be like this all season. And obviously Union Berlin are not going to win the bloody league, are they?
I mean, don't speak too soon, Nicky, lads. You know what I mean?
Trust me, you never know.
I think with the new Bayern have had a few new players. I think the system that Bayern play compared to Liverpool, it's a bit. I watched the Inter game. We'll speak about Champions League later, but he looked really isolated, and everything was coming from the wings and Thomas Müller in the 10, and he just looked like he didn't know, he was a bit lost.
Yeah.
So I think he just needs a bit more, needs to get into the groove of the actual Bundesliga, because it's a different story playing in Europe than a different league.
Yeah. Standout game, I'm going to say Union Berlin versus Cologne, because just because they went to the top of the league and the star player of the league this weekend.
First time top of the league, you've got to give them that, lad. That's good. Yeah, you've got to give them that.
The whole Union Berlin and everything about that. The star player, yeah. Let's move on to League One. listen, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe.
They're smashing it, isn't it?
They're making
I
explosive.
know.
The new manager for PSG.
Let me enjoy it because we've been waiting for this for quite a long time now.
Let me just give you the stat.
Yeah,
32 goals and assists between them already this season, and they relish Galtieri's 3-4-3 formation. Neymar and Messi have already got 22 goals and assists after 6 games this campaign, compared to just 36 all of last season. The new manager, even though you was telling me last week that they couldn't win the Champions League because of the new manager, get them free playing.
But
got a chance,
I
right?
also said that since he arrived, the style of play has completely changed, and I think that's a gaffer that knows football, comparing to Poch. No offense to Poch, but when he arrived, he decided to play Messi as a number 10. It's just normal. Everyone, when you think about this, it's so obvious, but Poch was not playing Messi as a number 10. As soon as you play Messi as a number 10, he deblocks everything. The connection with the others is perfect. That's his favorite. He should play number 10. So again, to have the three at the back and also the Nuno Mendes and Hakimi on the sides, they are taking care of both sides. They have an attacking style football as well, and they were stuck in defense last season with Poch, and now they go play attack, play defense. So we have a very, very interesting attacking style football thanks to him, and you can see by the stats that we're smashing it. So I'm super happy.
I think that's one of the things. I mean, because you've got such a world-class forward line, some of the players behind them sometimes lack a little bit. You've got to play to the stars' strengths, right? That's what you got to do. You would know.
I think that's what PSG have been criticised for, actually, haven't they? You've had all the star talent, but in the gaps where they've needed filling, you haven't had the players that you needed to support.
The midfield was one of our weaknesses, for example. Since Vitinha joined, Vitinha has been started since the beginning of the season. He's an amazing midfielder. We have Renato Sanchez that is already injured.
How's he doing?
Injured. Already.
Okay.
Yeah, but I knew it personally. I knew that he's a bit shaky. So, but we have 2 new midfielders that can cover for him. Fabian Ruiz, he played over the weekend against Brest, and he's had an amazing game. And also Carlos Soler that can cover for Renato Sanchez. No, I know you're going to ask me a player of the weekend. For me, it's going to be Neymar. It has to be Neymar.
It's been brilliant, isn't it?
Since the beginning of the season, man.
Is he going to go? I know we've obviously got the Ballon d'Or, but he's always been...
He hasn't been nominated, actually.
He's never been nominated, but he's always been sort of named as a successor to Messi, Ronaldo, and there's always thinking back when he was younger that he was going to be the natural successor to them. He's getting on a bit now.
Inconsistent.
That's why. Consistency this year.
Is now, exactly.
Manager, mate.
I think so. Discipline. I think he has implemented
some
discipline.
Do you think that Neymar has discipline in now?
Yes, I think so. From a lifestyle perspective, I think he's going to be more involved. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
What I think it is?
What?
I think Messi coming over to Paris has changed him, lad.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. That's his idol, lad. That's the person he looks up to. He's back with them. They're enjoying the football together. Messi has got respect for the game, and he's learning from him, lad, just the way he did in Barcelona. He's come over and went, what are you doing, lad? And also, it is funny the way Messi come over after he left to go to the mates, lad. And that's
not only Messi, but for example, the arrival of, I know he did not play last season, but Sergio Ramos. When you have Sergio Ramos in your team,
with bigger personalities, who are tougher,
you need
more.
You need to take it seriously. Like,
he's no longer the best, lad. He's got a little hierarchy that he's not at the top of anymore.
Exactly.
And that's what helps him gain respect and discipline.
I think
he wants to prove himself.
Puts pressure a little bit on him to have a better lifestyle and discipline and everything. So
well, what you normally find with Neymar's was always the smaller fish in the pond, behind Messi, but what you get when you get the likes of Sergio Ramos, at Paris he was the big fish when he first came. He was the big fish.
It was not Mbappe, it was him.
It was him at first, but when you get the likes of Sergio Ramos, they demand more. They demand winners. They want to win. The mentality changes,
and they'll slap that out if you don't have it, mate.
And they will. and he will not hesitate. I've seen Sergio Ramos behaving during the training sessions with Kylian Mbappe, with the youngsters as well. He's like not like a dad, but like even he goes and slap a little bit here, or try to
everyone has
not educate them, but like what I mean, with the experience is really involved.
Doesn't matter the team. Sergio Ramos is a captain. Doesn't matter the team. Doesn't matter how many years he has in the same team. He's a captain. How see the football, how manage not just the football, the people, the colleagues, the jungle people, the jungle people.
So many generations this has happened. Look at Messi.
Exactly.
What did Messi come from, lad? He come from Puyol and Ronaldinho. Two
And Xavi.
leaders, and Xavi.
Yeah.
3 leaders in a team that were like, you're a fantastically
Work
gifted
ethics,
football player, but we're not going to let you just be complacent, lad.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to help you progress because we see the potential in you. That's what Messi's doing to Neymar.
True.
And he has done that for his whole career, lad, since he started at Barcelona.
And we discussed this off camera, and we agree on the fact that I think for the next 2 years, Neymar needs to prove something because it's almost over for him.
He's got the World Cup as well this year.
there's the World
And I
Cup.
think
Also,
It's now or never.
I love watching him. I absolutely love watching
I love
Neymar.
him.
I've always loved watching him. He's a fantastic footballer. He's the, like I said, he's like the St. Maximums, them type of players that you just enjoy watching. They would make you fall in love with the game, lad.
Yes.
He is one of them.
He can be also very frustrating
Oh,
at the same
absolutely.
time. You know?
He's two sides. He's got
So
two sides.
that's why I have mixed feelings about him. You know, it's a joy to watch, but sometimes it's like slowing the game and doing unnecessary skills and killing some action.
He loves them. He loves
You're
them.
like, come
I'm a
on.
freestyler,
You know
lad.
what
I
mean?
love it. You know what
I know, of course.
I love it.
That's your time. But yes, I know what you mean.
Let me just quickly sorry,
No, no.
let me just quickly take a super chat from Gio Aguilez. He says, "Big up Alessandro. I'm glad Milan didn't get Sanchez. He's injured, and Doyle. You can have your injury-prone Origi back.
Yes.
There
Disaster.
are some. Listen, you can join the DR Sports membership right now if you can. The link is in the description. We will take some more comments just a little bit later on. But let's just finish up this. The star player of the weekend.
I said Neymar for me.
Neymar, yeah.
And
Sorry, the result of the weekend.
Brest, we won 1-0, and finally, actually, Donnarumma has been
Oh,
decisive.
good work on
He
the
saved the penalty, actually.
Yeah.
So, saved the
So,
penalty. He's
If
back.
Mr. don't gonna change, doesn't gonna change.
No, that's not exactly. When you have Donnarumma saving a
wait-
penalty,
exactly.
they're like, okay, let's keep him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he had an amazing game. I'm a bit frustrated, but yeah, let's see how it goes. No, great weekend. Looking forward to Wednesday.
Let's get over to La Liga then. Let's talk about Real Madrid. The only team in.
We don't
across-
have a start this year.
Huh?
Yes,
We
you
don't have any start.
What about Karim Benzema?
Real
He's going to
Madrid-
be
playing.
Ballon
He's
d'Or.
injured.
He's
Yeah.
not playing.
The
Yeah,
only
but he's the
team,
star of the team.
because Arsenal lost last weekend with a 100% record in Europe's top 5 leagues. Could they go unbeaten this season, or will Atletico Madrid be
Invincible.
It's gonna be really difficult, but why not? You need listen. I saw the game last weekend. Listen, the kids they are playing
Kids
like
are all right.
the kid is just the couple, the Brazilian guys, Rodrigo, Vinicius. They are doing magic with
They're
the ball.
enjoying as well.
They are
smile
doing
when they
magic.
play,
Do you know
they-
what is that? When you see
they
that,
chill.
and a lot of people are doing that speaking shit, but because Vinicius is dancing, you know. But it's like Brazilian
Yeah,
guys.
Neymar does this all the time. as
But
well.
for me,
Yeah.
that you asked to, the star of this weekend was Federico Valverde.
Valverde,
Definitely.
that
Not
goal.
for the goal, not for the goal. No, it's just because how this guy fight every ball, fight 90 minutes, 80 minutes in the pitch. So it's
Attitude.
amazing. I don't know. I don't know how this guy can be. Look, I don't know, but for me, it's the star of the.
I feel like people really underrate. I feel people haven't watched him properly and see what he actually does on the pitch. People just think he's one of them hard nuts that goes into every tackle and bash it, but technically
footballer,
he's
No,
proper.
yeah.
He can play right back. He's in the midfield. You know, he's
Versatile.
everywhere.
And I think like Rodrigo gonna play more than Hazard. Hazard has another opportunity. Another opportunity
last
losing.
opportunity for him.
Another opportunity losing for Hazard.
I would rather play Rodrigo than Hazard.
Yeah,
honest with you,
same,
mate.
same. 100%.
For a player to go overweight and all that type of stuff shows a massive lack of desire, lad. In my opinion, it does.
Yeah, no.
He's not done it there, is he? At all, Hazard.
Hazard. Nothing. I didn't see nothing.
I
from him.
never thought he would. When he left to go to Real Madrid,
And you say
I
good.
knew he would not be the player he was at Chelsea because he had about 3 or 4 seasons at Chelsea, which were great. But the rest of them, he went missing, lad. Like, when I say missing, he didn't score a goal all season. He didn't get an assist all season. Like, He was a great footballer, but not Real Madrid quality in my opinion. Only on his best seasons he was, and he wasn't consistent enough to have that, lad.
To be honest,
and going to Real Madrid from England is not easy to do, lad. There's not many players that have been there. Steve McMahon done it, but there's not many players that are able to do that, lad.
I didn't see nothing from Hazard, and no one see nothing for Hazard.
Well, Rodrigo is done well in the Champions League as well. He's young, but when he played important games, he was delivering. So
and also, most importantly, he's enjoying his football.
Yeah.
Hazard does not look like he's enjoying his
football. I see Hazard a bit lazy, no? I don't know if
the attitude is that he's going to work, but he's obliged to go to work. You know what I mean? He wants a paycheck, he's going to work. But if he can stay at home, he will stay at home.
Yeah, exactly. He said.
Don't get me wrong. Like, at his height of heights, like he was phenomenal. You got to give him his dues. He was, but he wasn't phenomenal enough.
I disagree with that a little bit. I don't think he was phenomenal. I think he was phenomenal in patches.
Yeah.
But he's never like, when you're talking about the world-class player, you talk about Messi, he's someone that does it week in, week out. Benzema last season, week in, week out. You know, even Neymar this year, week in, week out. Salah, Mane, week in, week out. He was never a week in, week out player. He was phenomenal in certain games, but then, as you say, like he'll turn up for 2 weeks, he'll go missing for 3.
But the best of the best do, the consistent.
I
say this every single week. It's not how good you do it,
no.
it's how long you do it good for.
Determination.
That's how you put your name at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you do it.
I think that our president was thinking like he could improve more, but at the end.
That's a very interesting conversation.
So good business for the Chelsea.
We have this in France, you know, Karim Benzema is from a young generation of French players, strikers, and he was playing along with same age, same generation, Samir Nasri and Atem Ben Arfa as well, and Karim. Benzema was the less talented footballer of those three. Samir Nasri was gifted. Atem Ben Arfa was really gifted as well, was the most technical one. Same age roughly, same generation. Both of them, they were lazy during training sessions. They were having a bad lifestyle as well. Benzema was not the most talented one, but he was determined and he was focused and disciplined. And look, where are the other ones?
They all say,
look at Benzema now.
Hard work is better than talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly.
That's the old saying, and it's true.
Let's have a look at the La Liga table quickly. Real Madrid top it obviously with 15 points, 100% record as alluded to in the notes. Barcelona second. Are you a bit surprised with that?
No.
You're not surprised?
You said they were going to be good, didn't you? You said they were going to be good this season, Barcelona.
In La Liga, but I know.
They haven't lost the game either. They've got 13 points. Real Betis sitting third. A little bit more surprising at Atletico Madrid at the moment. Although you don't really look at these tables before 10 games, I think. Atletico Madrid sitting sixth. But the real shock for me is Sevilla sitting down in 16th. Joint relegation.
They won this game because the Mister was out. If they didn't win, the Mister was out.
Yeah.
But at the end, you know what happened, and maybe. And if you see, if you see the starting 11, was disaster. Younger people. So Jesus Nava, Rakiti in the bench, Navas, Rakiti in the bench, and the end look, 3-0, and then 2-3, but you know.
Desire. It's exactly what we're talking about. This has been a theme. Hard work is the thing that wins your games, mate.
I think. No.
Hard work. As in, that's why Sevilla won. Because they had young players that wanted to work.
Yeah, but they don't have to start yet.
Like when you guys play you youngsters as well.
Yeah.
What was the game of the weekend for you?
The game of the weekend?
La Liga.
La Liga.
Betis Villarreal.
That's good. How Villarreal doing actually?
4-1, wasn't it?
Where was Villarreal?
No, 1-0 for Betis.
Was it?
Betis won 1-0.
Where are Villarreal in the league?
In the middle. No, 4 after Betis. So Madrid, Barcelona, Betis, Villarreal.
Yeah, it's a good game.
They're only a small club, Villarreal. They're small, but they.
I was looking at Real Sociedad.
No, but I feel sad for Real Sociedad. Do you remember the Real Sociedad last time we won the the Manchester United?
Yes.
Do you know the striker? The striker is injured for all the season.
Oh. Okay.
After 10 days in the Real Sociedad, because do you remember Newcastle took Isaac
Yeah.
Good business for
Brilliant
Real Sociedad.
business. Oh my
Good
days.
business for Real Sociedad because it's 70
And
million.
Newcastle look better with him, mate. Believe me.
Yeah,
He's
but
come
it's
to the
not
Premier
really
League.
one
he's
star
over
for
already,
yeah. It's only
70
2
million.
games,
No, no,
2 games.
okay. He took another player for a small team, Almeria, blah, blah, blah. He was doing really good. Injured for all the season.
Yeah.
Okay, after
That
10
Sadiq?
days.
Is it
Sadiq.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel sad for Real
Yeah,
Sociedad.
it's sad.
We've got a couple of chats
He
here.
won to match it.
So, Pierre Nambella says, when was the last time Messi won the Champions League?
A long time ago now.
A long while
Was,
ago,
it was.
yeah. Hazard needs to go get that dollar in Saudi or China, says the same guy. Bayern won even number, I don't know what that means. Someone said to me, I wanted to say how much I agreed with your video about the Premier League, absolutely 100% correct, which does bring us into the Premier League. Well, we ain't got really much to talk about because it was all called off this week. It was obviously we've had a week's a long time in the world, let alone in the football world. But this time last week we were sitting there, sort of getting ready for then on Thursday, but I believe it was Thursday. We had
Wolves or something.
Yeah, we had the news that the Queen had passed away, and they decided to postpone the games. Did you think that was the right decision? All other sports seem to have gone along, but what I've personally picked up from the statement from the Premier League is that they was a bit worried that there could be some disrespect towards the royal family, that it could be a little bit worried that there could be some booing going on.
I don't really think that if they have the games next week or this week that is going to change. I don't think that's going to be. I think for me it was a logistical thing in the sense that football, no disrespect to these other sports, I'm not disrespecting any other sports. Football is one of the most watched sports in the world and it needs a lot of police presence for it. So if this police presence is elsewhere supporting the Queen, and rightly so, and all the stuff around it, then they're not able to support football. And I think that's where it actually come from. I don't think it was necessarily that, you know, there'll be all this disrespect, because you can't change that next week. You can't, by 10 days away, that's not going to change. The opinions won't just go all of a sudden, I'm going to be nice now. That's not the way it works. So exactly. I do think it was just a logistical thing, because I can't see any other reason why they would do it. There's no correlation between the Queen and football.
You guys, you sung God Save the Queen.
Yeah. We had the game on the night. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
and the Man United game, then the
minute
of silence has been respected like religiously, and
the fact that we're able to play in Europe, right? The fact that we're like Champions League is still on tells me, in my opinion, it's probably logistics. A logistical thing. And the fact that, you know, Liverpool Chelsea is called off this weekend. Where is that? It's in London.
Which is not fair, by the way, because you did not play over the weekend and the other European teams they played. So you will be a bit more fresh. So maybe you're not going to be the...
Listen, it's all well and good saying that, but let's go back to Arsenal last year. The other question I've got is, where on earth are they going to fit these games in? Because, as you said, like last week's game, all called off, probably rightly so. This week's game, some of them, the ones in London they're touting, could be called off as well. Where are they going to fit these games in? Because they might be fresh this week, but come later on in the season, after the World Cup, they're going to have to cram in like 3-4 games a week.
We're going to hate
Exactly.
it. It's going to be.
I think it's going to be difficult. Every 3
They're going to extend the season.
They're going to have to, They're absolutely going to have to. This is unforeseen circumstances. Again, like the pandemic, we didn't know this was going to happen. It's just something that the Premier League is going to have to deal with logistically again. And they get paid a lot of money to do it, so I'm sure they can. It's just the football players, the effect that it's going to have on them. That's going to be the tough part. Considering Liverpool have been in such terrible form, a break for us is not so bad. But, you know, I do want to see my team playing as much as I can. And in this October, I don't know if you've looked at your October schedules for the Premier League. Liverpool are basically playing every 3 or 4 days.
It's
actually
until the World Cup. I think most of the European teams
every 3 days.
There's going to be mad results this season as a consequence of all these tight games, because there's going to be a lot of injuries. There's going to be a lack of depth in a lot of teams. It's going to be a mad season. This, believe me.
I think so as well.
And do you have the date now? Do you have the date for,
no, we don't
for
have
the game?
No.
So maybe after the World Cup.
But if you look at the schedules in October, which is, you know, only,
you don't have a space.
Yeah, there's no space.
It'll have to be
October is absolutely crammed out.
Would they consider playing it during the World Cup? Would they? Because there's still going to be teams left. Like, if you look at some of the players that are going to be left behind, there's still going to be a Salah, there's still going to be a Haaland.
It tarnishes the league, mate.
It might do, but then logistically, it might be the only way that they can do it. So I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't think that's.
Is there a tournament? There's not a tournament next summer, is there?
No.
Yeah, so then they can fit it in somewhere like that. That's what I mean.
They'll have to extend the season by
Instead of doing
Probably,
the season in California or I don't know, something like that.
Don't get me started on that.
Probably.
Do not get me started on that. But yeah, that is basically what you know.
You're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to. Yeah, that's the only
Or
way.
take away.
And I guess if Chelsea and Liverpool, for example, if they get knocked out of the Champions League, which looks bloody likely, then they'll have that free spot in midweek, won't they, to play the game? So they might just do it that way as well. So
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the Champions League.
Hey, here we go.
We had a frustrating night at Salzburg, but it's a tough place to go. I think Bayern Munich drew 1-1 last season and then smacked them at home. But the way they press, they've got a young side. I mean, a lot of players have left. Adiyami left. I think a few other players left as well. But they just keep bringing in the youngsters in, and they have a philosophy over there, and it works. And they pressed us. As we said last week, Europe and the league are completely different things. The way Salzburg pressed us, you wouldn't see that in Serie A.
Yeah.
And for the first 35 minutes, it really threw us, and then we conceded. Luckily, we scored 3 or 4 minutes till the end of the half, but then after that, both teams, it just...
Was that the game where that kid scored that good goal, where he dropped the defender?
He dropped Kalulu,
That was... watching goals like that, lad. No, not to,
No, it was a great goal.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have a lot at my expense very soon, don't worry about that.
But yeah.
But a respectable draw away. How did you get on, Stewie?
Frustrating game, to be fair. As I said, we could have scored 5 or 6 goals against Juve. The goal they scored was a bit of a lucky one. Defensively, we were looking shaky, but no, I expected us to make a big statement like Real Madrid did with the 4-0, and also also Man City had an amazing game. But no, let's see how it goes. But I think that on Wednesday, Maccabi, they are Haifa, they are top of the Israeli league. They haven't lost any game actually, apart from the game in Champions League against Benfica. So we should not underestimate them. I think it's going to be a tricky one. We're playing away as well. We don't have our fans traveling, which is also important to take into consideration. But no, we should win the one on Wednesday, hopefully. Yeah.
How you going, Gal?
So I feel comfortable. We want to play with the Lespi, so maybe it's one of they're gonna fight for the second place in the group. But actually, no, I think we're gonna win.
Comfortable win, 3-0, Celtic.
3 or 4-0 maybe, yeah.
Yes.
No, the previous game, yeah.
The previous one.
Yeah.
Celtic, comfortable. No problems.
No.
Pretty standard.
Easy. So a bit tricky. The
You
first.
Hit the post though first. Did you hit the post?
Exactly. A bit tricky. The first game, the player, new Champions League.
Especially
15, for the 15, but at the end, Leipzig, now they have more minutes, more players,
It's a difficult place to go. It's lucky you didn't go that.
Leipzig, but they don't have the start of the team. Just Dani Olmo, he's a Spanish player. Hopefully.
You think Leipzig, the star player is not Nkunku?
Nkunku?
Come on,
Nkunku.
After Nkunku.
Okay, yeah.
I was about to say.
He's Parisian as well. Come on.
But
Nkunku.
He's brilliant.
Doyle.
No.
What's happened?
No. I need to go to the toilet.
What happened?
Like,
we've got the first. Obviously, we've got the Chelsea result as well. I mean, they got beat to Zagreb away. Even we beat Zagreb away. You know what I mean?
I think if we're honest, right, with the Chelsea, I don't think. Not to disrespect them, I don't think we thought they were going to do massively well in Europe this year, did we? Especially all the problems they had.
Not really, because we discussed this.
Yeah, we discussed this last.
When they're not doing well in the league.
I said they would do well. I never put them there, did I, lad? I never said quarters.
Don't try to find excuses.
No, I'm not.
No, I have the solution for you. I have the solution for you. Listen. Oh my God. Listen. If you are Liverpool fan, if you love the Liverpool, Klopp out. This is the mentality for the Champions League. Klopp out.
No. Daft in. Hey, how soft is he, lad?
How many? How many years have you
Raul,
club?
Madness,
Raul,
lads, madness.
Listen,
Well,
how many years?
I'm with you on everything,
Klopp
but I can't
on
be
the
with you on
Liverpool.
that one.
Listen,
bro.
How many years have
sorry.
Klopp Liverpool?
It's his 7th year.
Explain me. Come on.
7th year.
7 years.
Right, Raul.
How many Champions League did you get?
One Premier League, FA Cup, Community Shield, League
One in
Cup.
7, no?
We've won every cup we can win.
Every cup.
Yes, bro. We've
One
won.
Champions League in 7 years, no?
No. Listen, we've won every cup that Klopp could possibly win. He has won for Liverpool.
Yeah, okay. Just one, no? In 7
Not
years.
every
No,
year.
yeah, one Champions League.
In
But
7
we have-
years.
He's talking every year.
Yeah, no, that's
one
we're not
Champions-
all Real Madrid, Raul. Okay, we can't all win 15 Champions
listen.
Leagues and that,
In fact,
lads.
I like
But also-
Liverpool.
also-
It's a
also
classic club in Europe.
3 Champions League finals in 6 years.
Yeah, 3 Champions League
that not
finals.
good?
But at the end, you
We're not Real
you
Madrid.
didn't win.
No,
you
we
didn't
didn't.
win.
No, we didn't.
Let
Exactly.
me just say,
Exactly.
Monsieur Manile says in the chat,
Yeah.
Raul is insane.
Yeah, he is. Right, you can't, Jurgen Klopp has given Liverpool a resurrection that they've never had before, lad, okay? He's come back from, he's brought a team that were at rubble and brought them into a giant again, lad. We cannot disrespect him by saying sack him because he's had a bad patch. I said it last time, right? If you lose today, you win tomorrow, lad, and you support your team through a rough patch, you don't get rid of them. We're not Real Madrid, lads. You don't do that, bro.
Oh, Chelsea.
We're loyal to our,
Yeah.
our team, lads.
No, I'm with
and we'll
you,
give him
I'm
as
with you,
much
Doug,
time
I'm
as he
with you.
needs to rebuild that squad and get it back where he can see it. And that's it. We
I
don't sack
saw
Jurgen
it.
Klopp. We love you, Jurgen Klopp,
I
lad.
saw,
Look what he's done for
Love
the
you.
club. You cannot sack the gaffer
Sack
like
the
this.
lad. He's
No,
had
it's impossible.
Jesus.
If they do this, it will be disgraceful.
I saw
no.
Klopp's interview after. He was getting a bit emotional. I think with the thought of being sacked.
Oh, he's not going to. No, right. I'm telling you now, Liverpool will not sack Jurgen Klopp. And I'll tell you, just 2 reasons why, right?
Maybe
From all-
the same that the Atletico Madrid with the Cholo. It's the same. It's the same.
Listen, Liverpool
But-
will not sack Real Madrid for 2 reasons. Liverpool will not sack Jurgen Klopp for 2 reasons. One, what I just said, he has been a phenomenal manager, one of the best managers in our modern era, won us absolutely everything, brought us back from the depths of despair. He deserves his respect and his time. Absolutely, we support him through his rough patch. And 2, I forgot my other point. So there we go.
It's not
When you mentioned that Diego Simeone at Atleti should have been sacked years ago.
2, right,
Why,
2.
why do you think he should
Years
have been
ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. You think they should have sacked Diego Simeone at Atletico?
Yeah, why not?
Wait, this doesn't make sense because, Fergie? Alex Ferguson, one of the best managers that's ever, I hate to say it, one of the best managers that's ever managed a team.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger, also one of the best managers to ever manage a team. They need the time. Their club stuff with them. And look what they are now.
They need time, but how many
And,
years?
and just to add now,
They need-
my second point was about Jurgen Klopp is, because he's such a fantastic manager, he is not going to let this just happen to us. Like, we're not just going to continue to lose for the rest of the season. He will find solutions, because that's what type of manager he is. You've got to respect
Well, he
him
had
now,
a very
he's
good
manager.
interview as
He
well.
hasn't beat you yet.
No, I didn't say that he is not a good manager.
Okay.
You said Klopp out.
But why
Yeah,
would
I
you say-
said Klopp out.
Why?
I don't know, maybe for Real Madrid, maybe...
Here we go. Because you won Klopp out.
Listen,
Klopp, that's why.
Ancelotti is the last season.
We want Klopp.
We need
Klopp,
to...
do you, lads?
Wait,
Klopp, do not go to
Ancelotti.
them, lads,
Listen,
okay?
no,
Don't go
no,
to them,
no,
lads.
but listen.
Record breaker.
I have respect with this
Carlo,
manager.
come on.
But you need to think with another mentality. You can't change your team every year.
No, we just need...
I mean, they change
That's
the team.
not our mentality, mate. We're not a rich club. We don't go out and spend millions. We don't go out and just buy new managers every 2 seconds. We keep managers and we give them trust and we invest in them. And that's what he deserves
Okay.
after all the stuff he's done
I
for
see
us.
your
There's
point.
no way that he'll get
Makes
sacked.
sense.
There's no inkling in my mind that he will get sacked by Liverpool.
Ravi Singh's in the chat. Susan Doyle's getting angry.
Hey, I've got a better voice than her as well. Like, you want to hear me in the shower and
Okay,
that?
right, let's have a look at tomorrow's games. So we're just going to go through tomorrow's games. We've got Plazen versus Inter, Sporting versus Tottenham. Liverpool have got a chance to rectify that absolute battering that they got last week from Napoli by beating Ajax. The game of the round for me is Bayern Barcelona, which is tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
forward
We'll all
to
be
that,
looking at
lads.
that one. That's going to be a good one, isn't it?
Boss game, mate. I'm really looking forward to it.
Lewandowski,
A bit lucky,
Mane.
no? A bit lucky Barcelona, no? Because it's the Bayern is not a good moment. It's not a good moment.
Oh, yeah.
For now,
It's a
so
nice
it's
time to
lucky.
play them. Yeah.
Exactly. I am looking forward.
Lewandowski going back to
Yeah, going back.
Exactly.
to Bayern.
You know, I was reading the news that said Muller say to
Lewandowski.
Muller say to Mane,
Okay.
bro, don't pass the ball to Lewandowski, okay? Don't pass the ball. Just the last 10 days, every day.
He's not your team member anymore. He's not your mate anymore.
Don't pass the ball to Lewandowski, okay? Okay.
So what do we think then? Do we think Lewandowski's going to score?
Yeah.
He's on
Absolutely
fire.
in it.
He's
Absolutely
scoring on all
scoring.
cylinders, I think.
Probably.
I thought so too.
Probably.
There is another game that's caught my eye as well. But we've got Porto Club Bruges, Marseille Frankfurt, Leverkusen Atletico Madrid, Donetsk and Celtic. This is all on Wednesday, by the way. Milan and Zagreb. But another one that's caught my eye is Rangers Napoli, but Chelsea Salzburg.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a tasty game
Definitely.
as well. And another one that I saw is Manchester City Borussia Dortmund.
Oh!
That's going to be
Love
another
them
one.
games, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey, love them.
Again, another ex-player going back to he's
Got
not
two
there.
Haaland.
The two Bundesliga strikers.
Erling Haaland,
He'll
yeah.
score as well, lads.
Who has absolutely ripped it up in all sorts. He's saying like 10 goals in 6
12,
games.
I think,
12 goals in 6 games
Impressive.
in all competitions. Absolute.
I mean,
Terminator of
he's even walking the streets of Manchester.
Yeah, I've
on
seen
his
that.
own. He doesn't care.
You're on the wrong side, I'm on
He's
side.
chilling
He's just alone, like this, chilling.
He doesn't.
What are you gonna do?
He's,
Absolutely.
what is he?
A machine. A
He's
monster.
like a robot.
The Terminator of football, lads.
Yeah.
Got to give him
That's what
credit.
he
I genuinely think he's probably the fastest, tallest player I've ever seen. And do you know, like
Yeah,
the tall,
yeah,
the
I
tall
know what
players
you
are not
mean.
usually
Maybe.
that light
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
feet, lad.
Exactly.
He is
They're heavy on the
unbelievable,
feet.
lad. He's like,
That's very
he
true.
is really. You can tell that boy has got natural talent, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But he's trained himself since he was a
Yeah.
little kid. His
100%.
dad, I don't know what he's done to him, lad, but his dad is hates him every day,
His
lad.
dad weren't that good.
I know he wasn't, lad, and that's
Yeah.
why he's made him
That's
his best
probably
player,
why,
lads.
yeah.
He's like, I wasn't that good, but you're going to be insane. I'm
Yeah.
going to live vicariously through you, lad. Okay, you're going back to City.
Yeah.
And look what happened, lads. It happened, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it happened.
And now he's incredible. So credit
No,
where
no,
it's
he
due.
is.
Credit where it's due, lads.
Insane.
He'll go back to Dortmund and score a goal.
Real Madrid, Leipzig, that's a tricky
It's
one.
gonna be a tricky one.
A tricky, but yeah.
Watch Nkunku, you see.
He has ultimate confidence always, doesn't he?
I know. Yeah.
No,
I
He's
can't
always
even,
like
listen,
I can't even say
I can be.
I get it.
Not really. I can be not real. If I say no, we're gonna lose, tricky, difficult game. No.
Just
I am
ultimate
gonna
confidence,
cry.
lads. I remember that feeling. That was a good feeling.
Exactly.
Juventus Benfica, Maccabi Haifa, PSG, Copenhagen versus Sevilla wraps up, and Rangers versus Napoli wraps up.
From a fan perspective, it will be an interesting one because they have both great fans. So
Yeah.
I think the atmosphere is gonna be.
That's why I said our group is one of the best.
Definitely.
I genuinely think Liverpool's group
Yeah.
is one of the most entertaining groups.
Yes.
It really is. Atmosphere-wise
Just
and stuff.
really quickly, as we're wrapping up now. Last week we spoke about potential semi-finals. Have changed your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too early.
Now
It's
he's
too
gonna
early.
say we're not
Still
gonna
too
pass it.
early.
Too early. I
It
think
is
it's
too
too
early.
early.
Yeah. Right, I haven't changed my mind. I still think
Yeah.
Liverpool can do what they can do.
Let's get some predictions for your games then. Let's go Rangers-Liverpool. That's a tough place to go.
Ajax Liverpool.
Ajax Liverpool. That's even tougher.
No, I'm
It's
looking
Liverpool,
at the
Ajax.
wrong.
Yeah, Ajax Liverpool.
Ajax,
yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah.
Wait, they're in the form of their
Yeah.
life at the moment, scoring bags of goals.
Yeah,
So,
really good.
and Liverpool are in the worst form of their lads. So it's perfect, like what we were saying earlier, it's perfect time for them to play us.
away
So,
as well.
Yeah, I know, lads. So I'm not looking.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
so-
they're
No,
playing
they're at
Anfield,
Anfield,
Ajax,
which is the only saving grace about
Yeah,
this
exactly.
right now.
Okay, playing home.
I just genuinely hope that Klopp has found a way to get their desire back in these players, because 8 out of 11 players, something like that, lad, they're just not there. The only ones I can really say that have been there are Fab, Harvey Elliott, and Alisson, lad. The rest of
And
them.
Diaz. I'd say
Diaz,
Diaz.
oh, sorry, how
Diaz,
dare I do that? Absolutely, he's been our best player. 4 players, absolutely. Yeah. Diaz has been our best player, and then the other 3
exactly.
lads as well. But other than that, lad, our team has been lacklustre, no desire. I don't know if the wind has been taken out of the sails. But I said it last week anyway. We lose today, lad. We win tomorrow, and I'll always support my team through the rough patches, through the good patches. I love them anyway. So it is what it is. lad.
Let me ask you, if you lost tomorrow, what happened?
But
Are you really
do you know
confident
what's
with your
mad?
team, no?
It's mad, yeah. I'll still support them.
Okay.
Now,
No. Well, listen,
I think his
I'm
question
gonna
was
support
more
as
like,
well.
If you lose tomorrow, are you going to reconsider Klopp? at the
No,
club?
absolutely not, lads.
No, I just asking.
We could finish 15th this season. I still won't reconsider Klopp.
Okay.
Milan, Zagreb. That win for Zagreb last week has left that group wide open. Wide open. Could be anyone's.
I watched that Chelsea game, and defensively they were solid, but there was chances that Chelsea squandered. But in Zagreb, in Croatia, with the fans, like the pressure's there. But I think in San Siro,
Easy work.
I think it's going to be a tight game. But I think in San Siro, I think we'll get the 3 points for sure.
Real Madrid, Leipzig. That's a tricky one. Man. That's not straightforward.
Yeah, I said before because I think they are gonna fight for the second place in the group. So they're gonna start strong, but after maybe 35 minutes, maybe we can score and we can get the 3 points in Germany.
And I think what should be bread and butter to PSG going away to Maccabi Haifa.
No. They lost to Sheriff last season in the group stage. We
Yeah,
never know what can happen. So I'm saying we should smash that one at least 4-5-0.
You never know, but we should smash that one.
You never know, but we should be scoring multiple goals.
The way the front three are playing, you can't.
Yeah,
I can't see
exactly,
so
yeah.
many goals in this game.
4-5-0.
Yeah.
We might concede,
32 goals and 32 assists.
Assist in 6
But it's
games.
not.
That's 64.
That's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
It's not just them three. It's the whole
The whole
collective.
team, thank you, exactly.
whole
Now we play as a
collective,
team,
they're
though. I told you Hollywood FC is dead. Now we're actually starting to play as a team, which is really interesting. You said you're watching us play as well sometimes.
It's delightful to watch,
you
lad.
can tell.
It's Messi and Neymar, lad. The way they've connected and the way they've been able to put that energy and resonate it throughout the team, it just, it's nice to watch.
It's gonna be
Hey,
cool.
But it's really nice to watch,
It's
lads.
so
Yeah.
I love
Okay,
Neymar.
right, and let's get round the table just before we get off the big game, Bayern Barcelona. A result for that?
I'm gonna go for a draw.
Draw.
Surprise, I think Barcelona will win that
Barcelona.
one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
2-1 Barcelona.
Barca.
Hey!
Look at him. Like, you're not so sure anymore. Like.
2-0.
Two.
Bayern Munich.
Of course.
Okay.
Bayern Munich 2-0. Thank you so much for joining us on this roundup of the European leagues. Do join us next week. We'll be back after reviewing all the Champions League and looking across the leagues. But thank you very much.
Cheers.
Don't forget you can get your membership in the link in the description for DR Sports. You get loads of stuff, emojis and everything. If you're new around here, subscribe to all these guys' channels as well. And they've got one thing left to say. Good night. God bless.